Hey, Chris here. Welcome back to the channel. So in this video, we're going to be looking at how you can make money each month using Value Boss. What is Value Boss, I hear you say? Well, Value Boss is a new value betting service that I've set up in order to be a more budget-friendly option compared to the likes of, say, Rebel Betting. Now, don't get me wrong, Rebel Betting is still a great option for those of you with a higher bankroll to do value betting with. But as I say, Value Boss has been set up for people that want to start off with smaller amounts of money and get going and increase their profits gradually. Now, before we get on the laptop and I show you everything there is to know about Value Boss, just wanted to quickly mention that while there is a 7-day free trial, I do only want people to take that free trial if you're willing to watch this video to the very end. That's due to just saving everyone's time. So I don't want people just joining the free trial, then asking a load of questions. This video should cover most things. If I've forgotten anything, then do just pop a question down in the comments section below on this video. Or if you've already joined the free trial, there is a support channel where you can ask questions on there and either myself or other members will get back to you. But having said that, getting on the laptop then, here we go. The first thing I wanted to go through was what bookmakers are available. So here you can see on the left-hand side, this is how Value Boss is presented. It's basically a Discord membership, and you're going to get these bookmakers here in the channels separately. So you would click on Bet365, and obviously in that channel, you would just get the Bet365 bets. Then you click on Unibet. Again, you just get the Unibets, value bets there. And then you got Coral, 32 Red, Grosvenor, Betfair Sportsbook, Ladbrokes, Live Score Bet, BetMGM, 10Bet, Sky Bet, and Treble 8 Sport. So there's 12 bookmakers in total. And when the membership grows a bit more, I will actually be able to add a few more on. So someone requested Boyle Sports be added. That's something I can definitely look into. But at the moment, it's those 12 bookmakers. To clarify, there's no betting exchanges on there. So no Smarkets, Matchbook, or Betfair Exchange. If you are just interested in Betfair Exchange value betting, I of course have the Golf Boss membership. So that's another membership where you can join up and place value bets on the golf each week just using a Betfair Exchange account. But getting back to Value Boss, the next thing I wanted to talk about, now we've been through what bookmakers are available, is the channel. So you got the questions and support channel. Of course, any questions you have, pop them in there. Monthly results there. I do request that members only put their monthly results because when you are talking value betting, you can't just do value betting for, say, 1 week and see any proper results. The variance with value betting is just all over. So you could do value betting for 7 days and be in a loss. You know, that happens. But usually over a month of many value bets, usually the variance would have worked itself out and you'll be in a profit there. But the next thing then we're going to look at is how are bets presented? So let's take Bet365 as an example here, and they're all presented exactly the same, by the way. Every single channel there, all the same as you can see. But we'll just go on Bet365 here at the top. So we have here then, let's take this one as an example. So it says 5.71%. So that's the value that you're getting on that bet. The bookmaker has made a mistake with their odds. So every £100 that you would wager on that, you would make £5.71 profit in the long run. So that's all we're doing. Most bets, literally 99% of bets when you go onto a bookmaker, are at value in the bookmaker's favour, and that's why they make millions of pounds. But with these bets, we're only taking the bet when it's in our favour. So that's why we make the money and they don't. And then after that, we've got the team names here. So this, as you can see, is a baseball match there. If you weren't aware that that's a baseball, you can hover your mouse over and it says baseball. And they're the teams. So yeah, you can see then next it says Korean KBO, which is the type of league it's in. It says it starts in 15 minutes. So that's, you know, very close to the start there. But I'm just reading out the information here before we get into how you can decipher and decide on if this is a good bet to take or not. Then after that, this little push pin here, it says Asian Handicap Home plus 1.5. So that's the market that it's on and the type of bet you want to take. Next after that part, there's the bookmaker, which we already know it's Bet365, but you can just click that link and it will load the bet up for you. The event, and then you find the bet quite easily, but we'll go into that later in the video. Then you got the odds there, which you should be placing the bet at. So this one would be odds of 2.05 is the value odds. The fair odds, the software has detected, are 1.939. So obviously getting any odds higher than 1.939, we're into the value there. Now, the next one after is wager 2.72%. So this software will actually give you a recommendation of what you should place that bet at. So say you've got a £1,000 bankroll, you would then go onto your calculator and put in, for that you'd put £1,000 times 0.0272, and then that would say, okay, you would bet £27.20 on that to place the bet at their recommended odds. Now, I'll get into it in a minute what I think is a better option to do in my opinion, but we'll just continue reading out how the bets are presented here. So we've got the win probability there, 51.57%. Again, I'll talk about that shortly. And then the VIG is 6.9%. So that's just all extra information there. Now, I don't want people getting mixed up and confused with what does all that mean. You can break this down to be very, very simple and not confusing at all, even for a brand new beginner to value betting. We can also see then after that it says updated 15 minutes ago, and I'll talk about why that's important in a minute as well. Okay, so the next thing I wanted to talk about then is how to place these bets, and then later on we'll get into, you know, what kind of bets you should look out for, how many bets you should place per day, what's a good bankroll, etc., etc. So because this bet starts in 11 minutes, typically you don't want to look for anything that starts in less than an hour or two. So any that say, you know, in so many minutes, you can just ignore that. Really, an hour or more is better. The closer to the start of the event, the sporting event, then the quicker the odds could move and not be available. So that's the first thing you should look at, really. Does it start in 11 minutes? Yeah, that one does. Okay, let's find another one. So let's go ahead then and click on to another channel here. Now, there wasn't anything available at Unibet, so we'll go on to Coral. And Coral here, it says starts in a day. So that's great. But it says it was updated 2 hours ago. So that bet was actually posted around 2 hours ago. Not actually bang on, about 2 hours, 15 minutes ago. So something to look out for there. Once you've seen that it starts in over an hour away, if it says updated 2 hours ago, the bet's odds have probably moved already. So then all you do is go to the next channel. Now there's nothing available in 32 red there, so we'll go to Grosvenor, and nothing available at Grosvenor either. Betfair Sportsbook says starts in a day, so that's good. Updated 28 minutes ago. So really, you want that to say, if you've been away from your phone or your laptop computer, because remember this is through Discord, so you can use this on the go on your phone or any kind of PC setup that you have. If you're just checking this whenever you get a free minute, it might say 28 minutes ago. So what is ideal is you have your alerts set up so that your phone will get a ping through as the bet is put onto here. And then that way you're not going to, check them and the odds have already gone. You'll be alerted and you'll get on the bet straight away. You really have like 5-10 minutes tops maybe to get on these bets before the bookmakers realize they've made a mistake. Okay, so the very best one that's available at the moment is going to be this one here. So we have, it starts in 2 hours, that's fine. Updated 27 minutes ago, so actually similar to the Betfair one. But what we can do is click onto Treble 8 Sport on the link there. So that will literally just take us straight to the bet. And we can read out, it's an 8.15% value bet. It's on the tennis. You can see the names of the players there. And it's for games over 20.5. And the value odds are at 2.0. So if we go ahead, load that up. What it's going to do on the Treble 8 Sport Bookmaker when you click that is actually load it up in the bet slip for you. So now all we would do is click on stake and enter your bet. So for example, earlier I said I was going to mention this. We have a £1,000 bankroll. So what I would personally say to do is just use 1% of any bankroll you have to keep it simple. You don't need to do it where, like in this one, it's saying 4.08% wager. Well, we don't want to bring the calculator up every time and start working out how much we need to bet on that. So what we do then, as I mentioned, is £1,000 bankroll, 1% of that, just going to bet £10. So you just type in 10 and place bet, and that's it. Really, really simple with Treble 8 Sport. It is the only bookmaker that will load the bet up for you automatically. So let's go to Sky Bet and we'll go through one that's a bit more manual. So here's one then. Starts in 35 minutes, so that's a bit close really to the start. But I'm recording this live here. We're not waiting for any bets to come through. We're just working with what we have. So this one is a 10.89% value. Fantastic. Starts in 35 minutes, updated 29 minutes ago. So let's click on the link. Now, as you can see, as we click that, it's loaded up and says event not available. And that's because of what I mentioned, where it's too close to the start. The bookmakers realize they're giving too much value away. They've removed that completely. They don't want people betting on that. So let's see. We've got another one here. This is with 10bet. Starts in 5 hours, but this was updated 3 hours ago. So let me just show you an example of what happens if you check a bet that was updated like a few hours ago. So there you go. Again, nothing available. Now, this is all part of value betting. You can literally be, if you just come on here to place bets and you not have your alerts set up, you could literally be doing that, selecting one, it's not there, and just wasting your time. That's why I say have alerts set up. Now, I've actually just had this Bet365 bet come through right now. You can see that updated 35 seconds ago and it's counting up. It starts in 8 hours and it's 10.2%. So let's select this one, and that's loaded up the event there, which is a soccer match, as you can see, Serbian soccer. The teams there, FK Kolubara and FK Dubokika, I think that is. And yeah, we can double check that's the correct match there for us. Now, the bet we would want to take is for, FK Dubokika to draw no bet and at back odds of 3.5. So all we're going to do, scroll down and look for draw no bet, which is just here. And there's FK Dubokika, draw no bet, back odds of 3.5. So you just select that and place your, if you've £1,000 bankroll, place £10 on it. And there you can see when you have the alert set up and the bet comes through and you're on it straight away within a couple of minutes, the bets are there to place. So that's just a key thing to be aware of. Now, we would want to take this bet because it's between a value percentage of 3% to 15%. That's what I would recommend there. 10.2% is amazing value, but it's not too much when you go over 15%. And then, yeah, we can see odds of 3.5. Then the fair odds at 3.176. Obviously, we know it's at value because it's told us already. The wager percentage saying 2.04. We're using 1% here. And then the win probability saying 31.48%. Now, someone mentioned, shouldn't you only get on any that are over 50% win probability? And no, all that means is if the odds are higher, obviously there's less chance of it winning. So for example, this one here above it is 2.05 odds, so it's nearly even odds. So that's got a higher win probability, but you're not going to get as high a return because the odds aren't as high. It really doesn't matter. The only thing win probability will change is the variance. So if you're only getting on low win probabilities, you'll get bigger wins coming in, but then you'll also get them less frequently. So you'll see a bigger swing of profit and loss. If you only get on, say, over 50%, over 60%, and you leave those lower win probability bets alone, then your graph will look like that rather than a big change in variance. And the VIG there, while we're talking about it, that's just the commission that bookmakers price into their odds there. So what I'll do, because VIG is quite hard to explain, I'll leave a video link down in the description of a guy on another channel. He does an amazing job of explaining what the VIG is. I don't want to get into it in this video, but I'll leave that link down in the description for you. But yeah, that right there, perfect example of the bet we would want to take then. It's a great value between 3 and 15%. It's an easy bet to place. You just click the link, check that the odds are what we want at 3.5, and then place your 1% of your bankroll on it. But now you know how the bets are presented and how to place the bets and what kind of bets to take. Let's talk about the different kind of betting markets. So there are many different sports, and you're okay to get on all these different sports if you like. I've heard some people mention that they've been betting only on tennis and their bets have been losing and they're just going to try football or soccer as it's called on here. I don't think you need to do that, or you don't actually need to do that. You just need to be taking them at value odds, regardless of what the sport is, what the market is, as long as they're at value of between that 3 and 15%. Okay, so now I wanted to cover something that people have been asking about, which is how many bets should you place per day? Well, you really only need to set up, out of those 12 bookmaker accounts, you could set up, say, 5 accounts. You don't need all 12 of them. So if you've been banned at some bookmakers already, that's not a big deal. If you got, say, this is just an example, 5 bookmaker accounts with £1,000 bankroll, and you bet, say, so £10 per bet, you could place 5 bets per day on each of those 5 bookies and get 25 bets in there at £10 each. So that means you've bet out of your £1,000 bankroll £250 for the day, which is fantastic. You don't need to go crazy when you first start out. And if you're asking the question of how many bets should you place per day, then obviously that will be someone that's only just getting started with this. Once you get used to placing the bets and you're seeing the profits come in, you'll then be able to adjust your style to how many more bets you want to place. Maybe you don't want to do 25 a day. Maybe you want to do 10 a day with higher stakes of, say, £20. It really depends what approach you want to take on it. Okay, so before we move on to things that you can do to keep your accounts for longer and how you can approach value betting on a fresh, brand new set of accounts, just wanted to show you this here, which is the Bet Tracker on BETHero. So obviously BETHero is providing these updates into the Value Boss Discord, and what you can use for completely free, it's included in your Value Boss subscription, is their Bet Tracker. So you can see there it says upgrade to premium. So as I say, you don't have to be a premium member paying the £80 a month to join BETHero. You'll just have this. So what you'll be able to do is click on Add Bet, add all the details in, and then click Save. And then once that event has finished, you then will need to manually update that result. So then you'll have this here, the graph of what kind of profit you made, what losses, and then it's going to give you all these statistics here. Now, personally, because it currently is set up as a manual input and then a manual settle, it takes a lot more time. So the best way, I think, to track your profit currently, because that could be updated in future, the best way currently is take a note of how much balance you have in each bookmaker account, value bet for a month, and then take notes of your balances after 1 month of placing value bets. Then obviously you'll see, if you're at £1,500 and you start with 1,000, you've just made £500 profit in that month. So I know it's a bit more basic, but that's the way I would do it compared to manually entering everything into the BETHero Tracker. This is a more budget-friendly option, being $29.99 a month. You're not going to get all the features that you will of Rebel Betting, but that is £169 a month. Yeah, Rebel Betting is going to automatically add the bets for you and settle them, but it is much more expensive. So it just depends what you're after. Some people don't want to use Discord, so obviously Value Boss wouldn't be for them, but some people would want to pay that extra for Rebel Betting and have all those extra features and not need to use Discord. But as I say, there'll be a free trial to Value Boss down below and also a free trial to Rebel Betting. And I'll even include a 50% off discount to Rebel Betting on your first month, so you can check out the Pro membership for a complete month there for much cheaper. Okay, so the final thing I want to talk about then, should you do this on brand new accounts? So the answer is no. You should actually be doing, if you're just found out about like smart betting strategies, I think you should actually be doing match betting first, where you're backing and laying every outcome. So you're taking advantage of the welcome offers and free bets, because that looks more like a new customer to a bookmaker's website. If you just straight away plow into this value betting, it's highly likely you'll get banned instantly. So I would do match betting. Of course, I'll leave the free trial link to OddsMonkey down below, the very best match betting software on the market. And yeah, you would get into that using OddsMonkey, set your accounts up easily for at least the first 2 months just doing match betting, make a couple £1,000 from that, and then move on to value betting. Don't just get into it straight away if you want to keep your accounts for longer. Now, if you've had your accounts for a while and you're thinking, okay, what can I do to place these value bets but also keep my account for longer? what you would want to do is do things like going onto the casino part of their website, if there's one available, and doing like low wagering stakes and just wagering through like £10 every now and again. And that's because with casino, they have like a 95-96% return to player, and that means that every £10 you wager, you'll get back about £9.50, £9.60. Now, you're losing money there, so don't just keep playing the games, because in the long run, you'll just lose all your money. But you're losing a tiny bit of money, like pennies, but it's also giving your account health a boost there. So you're coming across like you're just a regular punter. You're not someone that knows what they're doing and is only ever placing value bets. Another thing you can do is the odd multiple. So you could just randomly go onto that bookmaker account and place a 5-way accumulator on, say, some Premier League football match, something like that. It'll be at poor value, probably won't win, but if you just do it with, say, a fiver, every now and again, I'm not talking about doing every day, but every, say, few days, do one of those, and again, it's going to be a boost to your account health there. Now, I know this video has been a bit longer, but if you've made it to the end and you've not yet started Value Boss, then because you've made it here, now I think you're armed with enough information to get into the free trial and start making use of it and get making money from value betting. As I said, if there's any questions that you have that you don't think I covered in this video, drop a comment below or post the comment in the support section on the Value Boss Discord. Do feel free to tap the like button below if you found this video helpful. Thank you so much for watching as usual, and I'll see you in the next one.